It's one of the big surprises of the November election. Phoenix attorney and political newcomer Stephen Richer defeating incumbent Democrat Adrian Fontes for county recorder, Maricopa County's top elections official. How would Stephen Richer change our elections? He joins us now. Congratulations and welcome to Square Off.
Thank you very much, Bram. I really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for doing this. And I want to note that both you and Adrian Fontes follow the traditional concession message and acceptance. You did it with grace, both of you, and I just want to say it's a credit to you and Adrian Fontes, and thank you for that. I think it means a lot to a lot of people.
No, he was exceptionally kind when he reached out yesterday and very professional, and I look forward to working with him over these next few weeks, and I'm appreciative, and let me start there, if I may. I'm just appreciative of the undoubtedly personal and professional sacrifices that he's made over the last 4 years.
So let's talk. You'll be in this job in January. What do you want to do with this job?
Yeah, I want to build confidence, and everything we do will be premised on that. We'll take a lot of the partisan politics out of it, hopefully. We won't engage in partisan fights. We'll create an oversight board with Republicans, Democrats, Greens, Independents, Libertarians, so people feel like they know what's going on. We'll publish in advance any election administration changes that we make. We'll get legal memorandum from the county attorney to outline our authority for doing so, and just really, hopefully, giving insight into the process and not producing any surprises.
At this moment, you're in an awkward position in this job as a Republican, while all around you, Republicans are not accepting the result of this election, in particular Joe Biden's victory, and now he is president-elect. Do you accept that Joe Biden is the president-elect?
Well, so I only know about the election administration here in Arizona, and I've had tunnel vision over the last week as I've slowly come back from behind. I know there's a few remaining questions, and I know the Attorney General is looking into those. I also know that he has confidence in the results, and I would say he's a pretty good person for Republicans to follow. He's not somebody who would just say that, and so assuming those two pieces of litigation don't end up any place significant, then yeah, it looks like Vice President Biden will win Arizona.
As of last night, he won Arizona. Do you accept that?
Yeah, as of right now, absolutely. There's at this point, there is no reason to think that those votes are invalid. I know people are going to continue looking at things and asking questions, and that's a healthy process, and it's good and should be explored.
Is it a healthy process for the President of the United States to spread baseless claims about our election process?
I haven't even looked at those. And like I said, I've just been following what's going on here in Arizona. I thought we had a pretty solid election. I thought it was a vast improvement over 2018. So credit to the Board of Supervisors for getting involved, and credit to the County Recorder's Office. Like I said, I haven't seen anything that would make me have large doubts over how things were conducted here in Maricopa County, and the Attorney General seems to share that opinion. I think, the Republican Party and Trump victory seems to share that opinion. I know they're
actually they don't share that. The Arizona Republican Party and President Trump do not share that opinion.
Well, I believe Trump victory in its lawsuit is only litigating an administrative issue with respect to the ballot reading machines that were used in person.
So,
right?
How comfortable can you stand up to Republicans and defend this process from your fellow Republicans who will continue to question it?
Look, we're going to try and make this process as good as possible, and we will answer as many questions as we possibly can. I will indulge those questions, and then hopefully when we give good answers, hopefully people will take that and say, hey, he looked into this, he looked at it seriously, and that works for us, and we'll have confidence in the process, win or lose.
How well run was this election in Maricopa County this year?
Seemingly, this was like I said, a significant improvement over 2018. I mean, you're going to have problems with any election of this size, and I think the Sharpie Gate, which turned out to be no major problem was at least an optics problem. And unfortunately, in elections, perception often becomes reality. And we saw that spiral out of control. So that's the type of thing that we want to get ahead of, because it's pretty reasonable for an Arizona voter to have concerns when we told them to not vote with Sharpies, or when they see it bleed through to the other side. And so they have these concerns, and all of a sudden the cat is out of the bag. So that's the type of thing that we're going to try and get out ahead of. But as mentioned, those ballots were read, and that did not cause any large administrative problems.
I guess here's one of the questions we wrestle with, which is when you have Republicans claiming they do not, or saying they don't believe that Joe Biden won this election fair and square here in Arizona, then why should anybody believe you or anyone else on the ballot won the election fair and square? The same issues would apply to your race, wouldn't they?
That's absolutely fair. I'm not 100% familiar with all the claims that have been alleged, but presumably anything that would affect the top of the ticket would affect the bottom of the ticket. And, if they do uncover something that affects the top of the ticket, they should explore every race down the ticket.
Many voters aren't aware that the recorder's job that Adrian Fontes was elected to back in 2016 doesn't have the same job description today. The Maricopa County Board now oversees elections. So what kind of power do you have in your role?
Yeah, setting aside all the recording functions, which I don't think is what you're asking about, the titles and the deeds.
Right, of the election functions.
With respect to elections, so it oversees voter registration for all of Maricopa County, and then it also oversees all of early voting, mail voting, and then it is a partner now with the Board of Supervisors with respect to emergency voting and day of voting. But yes, that now falls into the bucket managed by the County Board of Supervisors, who, like I said, I thought really brought something to the process, and I thought should be commended for their good work. And I said, this was a vast improvement over 2018, when we had 62 polling places just didn't open, and so credit to them and credit to the recorder's office for working together to make some improvements over the last 2 years.
All right, Stephen Richer, thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck in the job. Take care.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.